Hey Harmonizers, welcome to this video. I'm excited to announce that we are hosting the first Harmony Horsemanship virtual horse show. It is going on right now, and we're going to be hosting this horse show 3 times this summer. So the first one is running until end of May, which means the patterns are up live for you to see now, and you have until end of May to submit your videos. And then we'll have 2 others later on in the summer. So we'll have a series with grand champion prizes at the end of the series. So what makes this horse show a little bit unique is that it's based on the Harmony Horsemanship student levels. So what that means is that Harmony Horsemanship has student levels program to help people break down the tasks, know where to start. Level 1, there's a whole list of tasks that you can go through up to level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So eventually at level 7, you're doing piaffe and counter canter and flying lead changes. But it breaks it down easily to show you how the progression happens by saying, okay, in level 1 for Liberty, all we're going to do as part of that Liberty piece is take the horse's halter off, walk a few steps, and rub them on each side, put the halter back on. Level 2, you're going to start to do some other tasks with your horse, moving them around a little bit more. Level 3, it builds and so on. So for each level, you get to choose whatever level you want to compete in, and there's a building confidence pattern, which is going to be anything to do with helping make your horse more confident. And in level 1, that starts off with things as simple as giving a stuffed toy a pony ride, and then builds up, so that way eventually in the higher levels you're doing things like opening an umbrella with your horse or things like that. You can use a lot of different tasks that you have, or a lot of objects that you have already at home. So for example, it might say, rub your horse all over with something unusual, but make sure it's safe. And it gives suggestions like use a stuffed toy or use a beach ball, but you can ultimately use what you have at your own home. So there's lots of variety there. It's not going to be super strict. Same thing, there are some things where you have to send your horse around something, and you can use a cone or you could use a bucket, anything that is safe. We just don't want to see horses getting caught up in, I don't know, let's say for a jump you want to use a section of low wire fencing. That would not be safe, so let's not use that. Let's choose like a log or something instead. I use a little bit of common sense there, horse savvy sense, to make sure that we're going to keep our horses safe during this thing that's supposed to be fun. So there's the building confidence pattern, there's a groundwork pattern, and every groundwork pattern includes some liberty. So the groundwork starts off mostly on a halter and rope in level 1, with just the little bit of tasks at the end of the pattern to take off the horse's halter, walk a few steps, rub them on both sides, do a little hand touch and put the halter back on. That's the only piece that's included in level 1 for Liberty, so it starts off very inviting, very simple to do. And then as you move up the levels, there becomes more and more tasks that you do at Liberty as well. So the reason why Liberty is like a mandatory part of doing the patterns is because we want people starting to work with their horses right from the beginning, thinking, well, if I take my halter and rope off, if I take away all the tools, I want my horse to still have a relationship with me and want to still be with me and be around me. I should be able to catch my horse, like put the halter on, take the halter off, and have that still be a successful task to do with my horse. So we want people thinking about that right from the get-go. So groundwork and building confidence will make up the division score for, there will be placings for each of those classes, building confidence and groundwork, but then there will also be a combined score for ribbon prizes as well as other prizes, and will lead to the division score. And there's a horse knowledge quiz, which is just a pass or fail. So that's because I wanted people to be at a place where if you're doing stuff with horses, that you understand some things about horses. So for level 1, for example, you might get asked, what is a mare or what is a gelding? Some basic horse terms that if we're working with horses, we really should know what they are, because then it's going to help us communicate and take care of our horses better and be able to interact with the fed and the farrier and all those types of things, and just be more responsible for our horses. Really, really good general language type things that I'm sure we can all agree on. So for example, later on in the levels, it's like a when to call the vet type of thing. So different symptoms of your horse that you might be concerned about. Learning, what a basic temperature or normal temperature is of our horse. really important stuff that's good for us to know. And it's multiple choice, it's not scary, it's multiple choice, it's just a few questions, just so that way we can be encouraging people to be learning about horses and not just only riding or only doing tricks and things like that, making sure we understand about the care of our horses as well. So then there is a riding pattern, and the riding pattern is optional. It doesn't cost anything extra, but it's optional for each level, because we recognize that there's a lot of people that do Harmony Horsemanship that don't ride their horse for a variety of reasons. Even we got a lot of people who have mini horses, which are so cute, and we do not expect you to ride your mini horse. So there is an optional riding pattern which has its own set of prizes and ribbons that go along with that and can be combined with the score for the level as well. What's also unique about this virtual show is that if you score 80% or higher as an average on your level test, then you're going to earn your Harmony Horsemanship student level certificate, and along with that you're going to get mailed a special gift that goes with each level. So we have gifts that go for each level that actually say Harmony Horsemanship, your student level on them. For example, for level 1, it's a treat pouch. It's a really nice durable treat pouch with 2 zippers on it, and it's got the red color because red is the color for level 1. And we've got different gifts for each level. So there's different prizes like a coffee tumbler, a safety knife for using for hay string around the barn and stuff like that. There's a lot of different prizes that we have, or gifts I should say, dedicated to each level. So there's going to be prizes for the placings, but also if you score 80% or higher, then you're going to earn that. And let's say you get 75% on one of your patterns, but you earn 80 in the other. Then what we're going to do is the next show, if you compete again and you are able to bump your score up to an 80 on whatever section it was, so let's say building confidence you got your 80, but on the groundwork pattern you got 75. If you manage to get an 80 or higher on the groundwork pattern in the second show, even if in your building confidence you don't do as good that time and you get like a 78, we're still gonna say, yep, you've earned 80% overall in the pattern in each type at one point, and so we're gonna send you your gift. So that's kind of a nice little special touch that's going along with it. So what I wanted to do in this video was share with you guys, I've got Allie with s'mores behind me, and one of the common questions that we're gonna get that I think is the one that people may not be sure about how to do is the changes of direction. So the changes of direction, what we're looking for is the Harmony Horsemanship S pattern, which is actually a calm connection pattern that we use to help get the horse more focused on us and help to balance the driving and the drawing energy. A lot of the tasks that you're going to find in the patterns are pretty normal tasks, things that are common in the horse world, things like a forehand turn, a haunch turn, backing your horse up, brushing your horse, taking the halter on and off, things like that. Or there's going to be a little bit of play, if you will, in terms of your style for how you do something. So for example, if you're asked to lower your horse's head and you do that by pressing down on the top of the head, or you pull down on the halter, that is completely okay. We just want to see the horse following your direction and listening to the cues that you're giving and not kind of fighting in the whole process. There's also allowed to have a little bit of style in terms of if you want to carry a dressage whip with you or something, if that's how you've trained your horse to do liberty or things like that, that's okay. You can have that with you. One of the cool things about this virtual horse show is we're going to get to see the different styles that people have. Likewise, if you have a fusion halter from Harmony Horsemanship, that's great, we love them. But if you're showing in a normal rope halter or a normal leather halter, that is also okay. We just want you to look neat and tidy. So Allie behind me, she is actually filming her level 1 with S'mores, and S'mores is a pony that she just started training from scratch just in the past month, so we're pretty excited that she's going to do level 1 with S'mores. And you can see how she's dressed for the show. She's chosen to go with an English attire, which is fine, but it's not a traditional show attire. You don't have to have traditional English like show jacket, the whole 9 yards, just neat and tidy English dress. So she's got the helmet on, she's got a collared shirt, she's wearing her breeches with a belt, and she's got her paddock boots on with half chaps. You could use tall boots, you could use half chaps, that's fine. If you choose to go with a Western look, then you're probably gonna wear cowboy boots, You're gonna wear jeans, probably a button-up shirt with a collar, and you might have a cowboy hat on, or you might have a helmet on. Either is totally fine. So you don't have to have a helmet on for your groundwork, but it does give a nice, neat, tidy appearance for just finishing the look a little bit more. So S'mores has been nicely groomed. He's had his mane brushed and his tail brushed. He's not braided. Your horse does not have to be braided for the competition. He's wearing a matching fusion halter with the lead rope. She's chosen to go with the color blue, which is totally fine. It's a Harmony Horsemanship color. You could choose to have leather, you could choose to have a black lead rope, it's totally fine. But we do want neat and tidy appearance, so just try to think about that. You get 1 score for your appearance to show neat and tidy. So if your horse has a massive poo stain on their butt, you are going to get dinged for that one particular mark. And that's just, we want you to show some pride and respect for the competition, as well as pride for your horse to help present themselves and you in kind of the best light. So showing up in a hoodie, probably not the best thing. That's not considered kind of proper attire for horses, but you don't need the show jacket. But think about having kind of a nice, clean, tidy dress the way Allie is there. So Allie's gonna show us the S pattern. So the S pattern is simply, what it asks for in the pattern is 2 changes of direction. So she's walking along with her horse about 10 feet like it says in the pattern. She's gonna back up a couple steps, change her hands around, change sides. So now she's done a change of direction, and then she changed direction again to do the 2 changes of direction, so she finishes heading the same direction where she was. So that's a pretty simple S pattern. A little feedback for Allie would be that you could do the same 10 feet going the opposite direction. So you come your 10 feet, you make your change of direction, then you could walk a little bit further down to make sure, you know, he stays on the path where you were. So, because you don't want to be creeping off of your little path of where you were. Make your change of direction, do it again. So what we're looking for is your horse's willingness to have you on both sides, to be able to change direction. We're not super picky in terms of, oh, does she have her left hand on the rope now or her right? We're not going to be looking at that level of nitpickiness, I guess, if you will. It's more about the smoothness of your horse being willing to change directions with you and to have you on both sides of their body. So I hope that helps clear some things up for you guys, give you some information. We're super excited to do the virtual horse show. We're going to be putting the videos together. You'll be sending them through Google Drive. And we're going to put the videos together as one big giant playlist, so that way I'm going to commentate on the videos as they go through, so we can all sit down and kind of watch them like going to a horse show, which will be kind of cool to see how people did things a little bit differently. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I would love to hear what you think, and I would love to hear what level you think you are going to be participating in to find the virtual horse show and to find the patterns. What you do is go to the Harmony Horsemanship website, so you can go to harmonyhorsemanship.ca, and there's lots of places where you can find the link to the virtual horse show. So for example, if you go to events, there's a button right at the top of the events page that says the virtual horse show, sign up here. And without actually signing up, you'll be able to see all the patterns. So right on the virtual horse show page, there's the rules and the prizes all towards the end of the page. There's also the patterns, so every single level, you'll be able to click on the patterns and see all the prizes and things like that. We're extremely grateful that we're going to be giving prizes out from my sponsors. So we're going to have Omega Alpha supplements, we're going to have some Espana Silk natural grooming supplies, we're going to have some thin line products, which is excellent impact protection, as well as a few other little things, and we'll be making posts and sharing that information as we go along. So thank you very much for watching. I'm excited for you guys to be here, and bye for now.